Sophie. I'm a barista, I guess. I'm an artist too, I'm a creator. I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, but my mom is actually from Spain. She was born in Spain and she grew up in Honduras. My dad's from Massachusetts, so I don't have the Tennessee accent. I didn't have that, that Southern thing growing up in my house. I've been doing art since I was younger. I manage this place. I definitely have owner's mentality, even though I'm not the owner, so I'm here after hours. I stayed up until 2 a.m. putting all these decorations up, That's just basically how I work. I don't like to be mediocre. I like to do things to the best of my ability. I write a lot. I do art when I can. I think that I feel happy a lot of the time when I do have time to do art, and it feels like I'm doing something for myself. When you work in the service industry, you do so much for other people. It's funny that I spend my entire day talking to people, and so this, I feel, coming back to art at the end of the day, it's definitely something that lets me reset and lets me look introspectively. Painting, drawing, pen and ink, all of that kind of thing is just something that I do. It's almost like meditation. It really helps me declutter my mind and just kind of decompress at the end of the day. But I have a rule with my art that I don't do art just to force myself to do it. Like, I always have to be in the mood, or else it never comes out right. If I am in the mood, it could be 9 o'clock at night and I'll just be like, hey, you know what? I want to do this. And I'll go downstairs, and next thing you know, it's 2 a.m. and I'm like, oh shit, I have to wake up tomorrow at 5 to get ready for work at 6. I'm almost like a child in the way I do my art. There's not any sort of end game, not looking for some sort of goal. I have no idea when I start an artwork how it's gonna end. It's literally me just starting something and being like, do I like this? Do I not like this? And if I don't like it, I'll start to tweak it some way. And if I do like it, then I just trust myself and say, like, what, you take a step back, kind of visualize, like, how do we, I don't like balance, so to say. I like everything to be a little imbalanced. So it's almost like, how do we set this off kilter so it's not so perfectly set? My process is basically, I start with a very vague idea of what I'm doing, and then I just kind of work off it how I feel. Well, I think that I'm just trying to get my energy out into a different medium. Once you analyze my art, you can tell none of it is precise. It is all, lines are what? There's no straight lines. Like, even if I want to make an illusion that there's a straight line, there's not, because my hand shakes. I do a lot of faces. I do a lot of eyes. And I love faces. There's just something about, a face that I guess I really like and I'm drawn to. The only reason that my artwork is up in this coffee shop is because I had people, I have like a little art studio space in my basement, and when people would see my art, they would say, oh, that would be perfect for a coffee shop. And I work at a coffee shop, and it took me a while to let myself be vulnerable to a place where I could say, hey, I would like my art here. Really, at that point, I was creating for me. I would definitely say that I started to take my art more seriously at the start of the pandemic. We couldn't go out. The coffee shop was closed. There wasn't a lot that I could do just socially or financially. And I decided that now would be a good time to just kind of settle in and see how this feels, and start to dedicate more time and experiment with my skill sets and all of that. And I think that it really helped me in the first couple months of the pandemic, for sure. I think that I came to the realization that, you know, I have my style, and someone in the world will probably like it or identify with it, and who am I to not, you know, why shouldn't I try and put myself out there and see what happens?